Hey, welcome back to Livin MN Outdoors. I'm Daniel, and thanks for tuning in to this week's fishing report. Before we dive into the report, just want to remind you guys, if you use any of the guides or resorts mentioned in today's report, please let them know you saw them on Livin MN Outdoors. And if you could, please hit that like button, drop a comment down below, and subscribe or follow us on YouTube or Facebook. And with that being said, let's dive into this week's fishing report. All right, this week we're going to start up on Lake Winnie out of the Pines Resort. They are located on Tamarack Bay, and currently they are finding 15 to 17 inches of ice. As far as vehicle and wheelhouse restrictions for this weekend, they are going to allow 3/4 tons pulling single axles or half tons pulling tandem axle wheelhouses. Now, once again, 3/4 tons pulling single axle wheelhouses or half tons pulling tandem axle wheelhouses. Now, as far as the fishing goes out on Tamarack Bay, the walleye bite has been very strong. They're still catching the majority of those fish in 9 to 11 feet of water. I have started hearing of some guys catching them a little bit deeper in 14 to 16 feet of water, but those fish seem to be very window oriented, and that bite seems to only be that hour before and after sunrise, in that hour before and after sunset, where in that shallower 9 to 11 feet of water, they're catching them a lot more frequent and all throughout the day. Now, best ways to catch the walleyes out there, jigging spoons. The best jigging spoons that I've been hearing and using myself is a 1/8 ounce tungsten buckshot in Purple Wonder, Pink Tiger, or Super Glow Sneeze has been working really well too. Tip that with a minnow head and you're probably going to catch some really nice walleyes. Now, as far as dead sticks and rattle reels, rainbows and golden shiners have been working best. Put those on a plain red hook or a pink or white Lindy Frosty, and those will catch plenty of walleye as well. Now, as far as the perch bite goes, the perch have been biting very well out there, getting some really nice 11 to 13 inch perch right now. From day to day, the bite has been changing a little bit. One day, a 4 or 5 millimeter tungsten jig with waxworms or Euro larva is working best. Pound that down in the sand, raise it up a little bit, and they're smacking it. And then the next day, smaller jigging spoons with minnow heads have been working extremely well, but it's kind of been flip-flopping from day to day. Now, as far as the panfish bite goes out there, the bluegill, you can find them anywhere from that 7 to 10 feet of water. They're in the weeds or on the weed edges. That is extremely key. 4 millimeter tungsten jig tipped with a waxworm or a Euro larva is key to catching those giant bluegills. Now, as far as the crappies go, 6 to 10 feet of water. They are up in the weed lines and in those pockets up inside the weeds. Best ways to catch those, once again, a 4 or 5 millimeter tungsten jig tipped with a waxworm or a Euro larva, or on a very small plain hook, put down a fat head and they will bite that as well. Now, as far as northern pike goes, they're catching them everywhere still. They're biting on everything. You don't even really have to try. If you want to get some bigger pike, I would suggest putting down a little bit bigger golden shiner or a sucker minnow, and you might have a chance at catching a little bit bigger of pike, but there are a ton of them out there. Now, as far as the eel pout bite goes, the eel pout have really been biting well. Some guys catching even up to 9 of them in an evening. Chad told me that a ton of the fishermen out there this past weekend caught them, and the best ways to catch them are on glow spoons tipped with a minnow or a minnow head, or if you really want to target them on your dead sticks, put on 1 or 2 fatheads tail hooked, drop them right down on bottom or just a few inches off bottom, and more than likely you will catch some eel pout. Now, if you guys are looking for a place to stay up on Tamarack Bay, the Pines Resort, they do have cabins available. They have day houses, spear houses, full bar and restaurant, live bait, fish cleaning shack, propane refill station. Basically anything you need for an ice fishing trip, they can provide it. So if you're looking to get up to Lake Winnie this coming weekend or in the future, go ahead and call Chad from the Pines Resort. Now, if you're looking to stay out on the lake, you want to stay in a beautiful wheelhouse, Scott from zupsguideservice, he has 4 or 5 beautiful wheelhouses out on Lake Winnie. He did send me some available weekend dates. I will put a little graphic here showing those available weekend dates. He does also have some weekday availability as well. So if you want to get out on Lake Winnie, chase some walleye, perch, pike, tullibee, eel pout, go ahead and call Scott from zupsguideservice. All right, now moving over to Leech Lake. We're going to start over on Traders Bay out of Acorn Hill Resort. They will be opening their access as of Thursday, December 26th at 8 a.m. They currently have 12 to 14 inches of ice out in the bay, and their vehicle restrictions will be half-ton trucks pulling up to single axle wheelhouses. They're not going to allow out side-by-sides pulling anything bigger. If you do want to pull out a single axle with the side-by-side, you're more than welcome to, but they are going to limit it to single axle wheelhouses and half-ton trucks this weekend. Now, as far as the fishing out of Acorn Hill Resort, the walleye bite has been decent. I wouldn't say it's on fire, but guys are picking up some nice walleyes in that 13 to 17 feet of water on the top side of brake lines or on those sand to mud transitions. Once again, a good way to catch those is with those glow spoons in that 1/8 or a 1/4 ounce. Tip those with a minnow head. Glow is key out there, so make sure your spoons are glowing. And then, like usual, the best bite is that early morning bite or that later afternoon and through the night bite. Now, as far as the perch bite goes, the perch bite has been very good out there on Traders Bay. They're getting a lot of those perch on those sand to mud transitions. They are picking some up on the top of those brake lines, but I do believe the perch bite is better on those sand to mud transitions. The best depth for those fish is that 13 to 16 feet of water. Best ways to catch those is a small jigging spoon tipped with a minnow head or on a dead stick with a plain red hook and a fat head or a smaller rainbow. Now, as far as the eel pout bite goes, that is kind of hit or miss. If you want to target them, always fish closer to bottom, pound your spoon in the dirt. Put your dead sticks close to bottom. That always helps with catching eel pout, but they are kind of an unpredictable bite as of right now. Now, Acorn Hill Resort, they do offer cabins. They have sleeper houses available this weekend and throughout the rest of the year. They do have discounted rates for weekdays. If you want to get on a guided perch trip, they do offer those as well. So if you guys are looking to get up to Traders Bay on Leech Lake, go ahead and give Kyle a call from Acorn Hill Resort. All right, now moving over to Horseshoe Bay Lodge. They are on the main lake on the southwest side of the lake. As far as ice out there right now, they have 12 to 15 inches of ice. They are dealing with a crack right now. So as far as their access, that will only be open to all-inclusive season pass holders and resort guests this weekend. Now, by resort guests, we're talking if you are renting a room from them, you are able to go out on the lake. And as far as I know, they do still have season passes available. So if you want to go buy a season pass and go fish early, that is available to you as well. Now, as far as vehicle restrictions for this weekend, half-ton trucks pulling single axle wheelhouses or side-by-sides pulling up to 21-foot tandem houses. They are limited on the areas that you can fish because of the crack. They are working on getting a bridge placed. Austin told me that should be placed around 2 p.m. on Thursday, December 26th, and they will be releasing a map as well. As far as the bite goes out of Horseshoe Bay Lodge, I really don't know yet. Not a lot of people have been out fishing. Typically around this time of the year, that 18 to 22 feet of water on those steep breaks off of those humps out there are very good. As far as eel pout, the steeper the break you can find, typically the better. Big glow spoons typically work best, or glow jigs on your rattle reels typically work extremely well out there. As far as the tulipy and whitefish, usually early on, like right now, is usually extremely good. Small 4mm gold tungsten jigs with either a red or black plastic works well, or Euro larva will work as well. Now, Horseshoe Bay Lodge, they do have hotel rooms and large group housing if you're looking to get up there and stay at the resort. They have a full bar and restaurant, live bait, fish cleaning shack, propane refills. They basically got it all. So if you're looking to get up to Leech Lake on the main lake, go ahead and call Cam or Austin from Horseshoe Bay Lodge. All right, guys, as far as Mille Lacs Lake goes, because of Christmas, it was really hard getting in touch with the guys, so I did not get a report for up there this week. I do know on the southern bays, they are allowing out trucks and wheelhouses. As far as what size, I really don't know, but I believe some of the resorts are allowing even up to 1 tons pulling tandems as of right now. I know some of the resorts are starting to reach out to that 4 or 5 mile with side-by-sides. I do know if you get further out onto the main lake structure, the bite has been better. There are a ton of little walleyes out there right now, and if you are catching those, please take great care of them and get them put back as soon as possible, because those are the future of the lake. As far as Mille Lacs go, don't have a whole lot to offer. Hope you guys can get out fishing this coming week. If you do, take some pictures, send them to us on Facebook or to our Gmail account, and we will feature you in next week's fishing report. Remember, when you get out, be kind to other fishermen. Don't crowd your neighbor. Do not dump your trash or your sewage out on the ice. And most importantly, don't forget to get on out there and get living.